Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Devine and I will be showing you how to use a Marcel curling iron today. Now I'll also be showing you two different ways to curl the hair, which will apply to a spring curling iron as well. One involves curling the hair in the same direction away from the face to create a softer look where the curls will fall together a little bit. And then the other way involves alternating which way you're curling the hair to create more dimension and create a little bit more volume and more of a natural look. So we're going to start with how to use the actual Marcel iron. There is no spring in it, so there is nothing that's going to hold the handle shut. So first thing we're going to do is lower the kickstand, and as you can see here, gravity is just going to let it open up on its own. This is considered the top. And the important thing about that tip there is no plastic cover on it, so do not touch it. It gets very hot. Here is how you hold it. A couple fingers on the smaller handle so that you can open and close it. Now we're going to take a small section. The general rule of thumb is don't make that section any wider than the barrel of your curling iron. And we're going to start off curling away from the face. Now we're going to start with the curling iron as close to the scalp as what we can without burning the person, or in this case the mannequin. And we're going to pull it out halfway and we're going to twist it towards the head, and you'll see me gradually open and close the curling iron just a little bit. What we're doing essentially is we are wrapping the hair around the barrel, and we're using that top piece that closes down to kind of hold it in place. A lot of times what people will do, especially with springs, is they'll start at the bottom and they'll just keep wrapping it up and up and up, and what happens then is the hair towards the scalp barely gets any heat because it's just getting wrapped around hair that's wrapped around hair that's wrapped around hair. With this technique, as you see here, that hair near the scalp is getting some heat. It slips out a little bit, but then we just grab it again, and every time we twist it around, we open that just a little bit so that the hair can actually wrap around the barrel itself. And then we'll hold it as close as we can to the scalp, and then we'll loosen the grip on the handle just a little bit while we slide it out. I'm showing you several times because it is a little tricky to get the first time, especially if you're used to using a spring. If you've never used a curling iron before and you're starting off with this, it's honestly probably going to be easier because you don't have that idea of how to use a curling iron that's different than this style. There you can kind of see how my hand's holding a little bit better. Sometimes you just got to run it all the way through if it slips. And the other great thing about this is if you don't get that curl quite right, it's really easy to go in and recurl whatever section you need to, whether it's near the top, whether it's near the tip. And that's another point that I like to emphasize is when you're starting off a curl, focus on getting it as curly as you can, as much heat as you can towards the roots. Don't worry so much about the tip because one, the hair towards the end of the hair is a lot more fragile. It's also a lot easier to curl, so it's a lot easier to go in and recurl that tip. So we're going to go in and make another section. For this example, I am curling all the hair away from the face. So essentially I'm curling in the same direction. If you look at the way I am curling, you can see I'm actually turning the barrel away from the face as I go down. And this is on the right side. Once we hit the middle, we're going to switch directions and we're going to still curl away from the face, but rather than curling the barrel to the left, we're going to start curling it to the right. And you're going to go through the whole head like this if you're wanting to create that softer kind of wavy curl that all falls together. And then I'll also show you how to create more of a dimensional curl as well. Here's where you see me switching directions. This is what I'm meaning. I'm now curling to the right because I met the middle of the back of the head, opposed to on the right side I was curling to the left. Now that I'm on the left side, I'm going to curl to the right. Again, this is what I mean when I say I'm curling away from the face, and this is also going to cause all the curls to fall together and create that softer look. Now to create a more dimensional kind of curl, what we're going to do is we're going to alternate the way that we turn the barrel when we're curling. This way the curls won't fall together. So here you can see we're starting at the scalp again, and this time we're going to start off curling everything to the left. Yes, right now it's away from the face, but what we're going to do is when I get to that middle section, instead of switching directions, I'm just going to continue curling the same way to the left. And then when we move on to the next section, I'll start curling everything to the right. So each time you take that clip and you part a new section, you're going to alternate which way you are curling the hair. The only thing to remember is once you get above the ears, those front sections right around the face, right around that perimeter, you still want to curl away from the face unless you're planning on doing some sort of half up style, because if you don't, what's going to happen is it's going to create more dimension even around the face, and then you're probably going to get some curls that want to flip around and bat you in the eye or get caught in your glasses or whatever else that those fun little curls want to do when they're getting curled towards the face. So I'm showing you here what I mean when I say you're going to take just a first section or two depending on the size of the barrel. In this example, I'm taking 2 sections, and we're going to curl it away from the face, just right there along the perimeter, while we're continuing to alternate each level on the rest of the head. And once you're all done curling and those curls have had a moment to rest, which really you just need to let them rest until they're not warm anymore, this is when you can take your fingers and kind of shake out the curls, unless you like the sausage curl look, which some people do. And the only reason it's called a sausage curl is because it's tight enough that it kind of looks like a sausage. But we're going to shake out the curls, and you're going to be able to see the difference between the two techniques. On the left, you can see what the hair looks like when you curl all in the same direction away from the face. Those curls kind of fall together and create a softer look. On the right, you can see how alternating the direction you curl the hair creates a lot more dimension and a lot more texture. So you can decide how you want to curl the hair and which look you prefer. And if you have any questions or insights on curling hair, feel free to leave a comment below. And if you like this video, be sure to hit like and subscribe for more upcoming videos. I hope you have a fabulous day.